Hello everybody, welcome back for more Let's Play Octopath Traveler. Joining us is StarPrincessHLC.
Say the river again.
And JKLantern.
Mattapanai, Rappahannock, or the James. I got a lot of rivers, man.
I'm not gonna say it.
Rappahannock. Rappahannock. So, Alvin is the character I started with on my playthrough. I basically did a coin toss between him and Cyrus, and he ended up winning. Alvin is, much like Cyrus, is one of the two characters I tend to identify with most strongly. They're the two who are closest to Lantern in real life for different reasons. Like, Cyrus is uber nerd, Alvin is Dr. Country Bumpkin who grew up in the middle of nowhere.
But are you an axe wielder?
I've wielded an axe, yeah.
For some reason, it's locking old Barrack in place, because I guess because he's leading the party, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's my traffic cone?
I think he's gonna need more than a traffic cone.
Grandpa, be strong.
Stop coughing!
That's my dad's
Real
approach
estate,
to whenever
all
I
that
start
medicine of
coughing.
yours.
I mean, that's usually my mom's approach
You
when I
betcha.
start
Just
when
sit
I'm
tight.
crying. So.
Bam! That should do her. Drink it down slowly now.
Don't put Emerald Lagasse's essence on him. That's not gonna cure him.
You don't know
Alvin
the
is-
power of Emerald Lagasse, then.
Alvin is just that good.
I mean, have you seen what's in that essence? I don't think that's gonna cure him being
Thank
sick.
you, my boy.
It might give him energy.
It'll cure him like a ham, or like
Don't mention
bacon.
it. Just doing my job. This'll stop the coughing for now, but your lungs have seen better days.
Nope.
He's your Huckleberry.
Try to give the pipe a rest, sir. Here?
Oh, Elfin, thank you ever so much. How blessed we are to have an apothecary like you in our little village. It's not much, but please.
Nah, it's on the house. Why don't y'all hold on to that and buy something tasty for you and your grandpa?
But then he'll just use it for more tobacco.
I'll be back to check in on him, okay?
Tobacco is technically tasty for some.
No, bring me my traffic cone. I feel like dancing.
So when I started with Alvin, I thought that the main thing I was going to be using him for was healing. Boy, was I ever wrong.
Yeah, I do not know what... I don't know his strengths yet.
Mama.
Ooh.
We were all thinking it. We were all thinking it.
Did you see me, Ma? I whipped up an antitussive elixir like you wouldn't believe. Can't believe it's been a year already. Am I any closer to being the man I want to be? The man he was.
Alf, I've been looking all over for you.
Hide the cats.
Wait, does that make us
Hey,
Jesus?
Zeph. Done for the day?
Very possible.
Yes, only 2 patients today. Having you around sure eases the burden. If only I could convince you to quit giving out discounts.
Oh, come on.
You know, the thing is, in a little town like this, back in these days, the apothecary probably wouldn't have had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because the apothecary kept everybody healthy, and in return, they basically gave him the supplies he needed to do his job.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was a strict barter system. They didn't really care much about money, because they would just make sure he had all the food he needed, made sure he had access to all the supplies he needed, because if he had the supplies, he let them live longer.
The poor
He just
gal has
gives them
enough
out
trouble
a
looking after
crap
her
ton of
without.
mouse
I can't
bacon.
very well take what little she has.
I'm just teasing. You know that's what I like about you.
I ship it.
Yeah,
As
a little
there's
bit.
like
If
2/3 of the
villagers are
fandom.
healthy and happy, that's more than good enough for me.
What I like about you, you hold me tight.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I mean, you
Al-
can
Alf-
make parallels between Alphen and Cyrus here, but the vibe I'm getting off of Alphen, he's nowhere near as innocent as Cyrus is, and nowhere near as oblivious.
He isn't as oblivious, but Alphen is heavily idealistic.
Yeah, because he's
Mu-
lived his whole life in this little town.
He has
We
he
may be new to
has
this, but
something
between the two
specific
of
that
us,
inspired
this
him.
village is in good hands.
And we've got, I think that was a hint to it, the "can I be him?"
Yeah, and I'm
Sure is.
gonna have more to
Plagues,
say
epidemics,
about that in a
bring
minute.
your worst.
I'm counting on you, Alf. We all are. Who'd have thought that little troublemaker would turn out to be a top-notch apothecary, huh?
We can't all be born with a silver pestle in hand, Master Zeph.
Your mother would be proud.
Maybe.
Anyway, I should be getting back to Nina.
Yeah, beat it. Head on home, big brother.
If I recall, Alf's also the second youngest party
Hey,
member.
Alphen.
It makes sense.
We've been friends ever since we were small, right? I know you better than anyone, so be honest.
Do these pants make my
You're
butt
keeping
look fat?
something from me, aren't you?
I don't know. I'll have to touch him and see.
I'm right, aren't I? Alf, the truth is...
Master Zeph!
Rappahannock.
Master Zeph, you must come quickly. It's your sister.
She's grown wings. And talking about dragons.
These look like bite marks. Alphen,
You've been out
did
with
you
that
take a look
old
as well?
Wilkerson kid, haven't you? Oh, God, that's terrible.
You got it, buddy.
It was that bad dragon, wasn't it?
I'm not saying it. Oh, hell, yes, I am.
She's fallen
If
into a
your
deep
bad
trance.
dragons are
This is
leaving
worse
bite
than we
marks,
thought.
you might want a refund.
Indeed.
Well, we have to stick a content warning on Elfin's chapter now.
Nina's the only family I have. If I lost her, I'd...
Fall right into your arms, Elfin.
I think you'll do that anyway.
She could tell us what happened.
Oh Lord, I'm getting a bit of the vapors,
It's safe to
Alf.
assume she was bitten by something poisonous. But what? Without knowing the nature of the poison,
No, venomous. Venomous.
You're a doctor. You should know these things, damn it.
Yes.
I got my degree from some
Yeah,
owl with
the
a
wrong
monocle.
medicine could make things worse, and
Oh,
quick.
no.
damn it all! What foul beast did this to my Nina?
What foul be- Who talks like
Let
that?
me ask around. Maybe someone saw something.
Usually a jerk.
What manner of foul beast hath befallen my fair sister?
Seriously. Like he went Shakespearean for a second there.
Yes, he did. And not the Shakespeare as we've idolized him. But the Shakespeare that had people having sex in the stands while he was trying to hold his plays. So we had Cyrus who could inquire into things and be a pest about it. Now we have Alphen, who is apparently the noble version of that.
So much like the difference between Primrose and Ophelia, Alphen has no chance of failure, but he can only talk to certain characters when he's certain levels. Whereas Cyrus can annoy anybody, but there's a chance of failure.
Yeah. We just
And-
took their axe.
Excellent.
So he can equip axes, and that looks like that's it.
Yep, he is axes and ice. Alf, instead of like sticking his nose into people's business, he very much is he lets people talk and he listens.
He wants to ask them a question.
Why, hi.
Oop, discount at the end.
Everybody in this game has a backstory, and it's amazing. Because some of them are really funny.
And nobody over here. Yep. None of the patrons at the inn, even though there's only like one of them. There's almost like nobody in town right now.
Yeah, more show up once you get through it, but
Yeah. It all floats down here.
Say the name of the river again.
Rappahannock. Time to rob a grave.
Essence of plum.
And
Why
then
would you be buried with that?
It probably just grew there. So let's see. I'm just looking to see here. Attack all foes with an axe. Oh, you have that ability.
Yes, he
Uh-huh.
does.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yep. So, Alvin's healing is single target, but it can heal for a crap load if you build him right. He can also cure status ailments, if I remember right. He can also poison people.
Yep. Unfortunately, I don't see the way to do other things with him yet.
One of the things that he does is only in battle, which I'll point out when we get there.
Greeting to ye.
No info. Sadly, no info from him.
And inquiring is actually how you solve a couple of side quests, so all over throughout the game as well.
Come on now.
It's all my fault. I was playing Long Live the Queen.
That is a thing that happens in Long Live the Queen.
It
yes.
is.
I know, that's
It
why I
is.
said it.
God damn it. I'd forgotten about that game.
I'd say we should let's play that, but number one, that would make for some boring ass videos. Number two, do we hate ourselves that much?
I tried streaming it. That was that of all the streams I ever held, that was one of them.
There is an absolute coolest ending. You have to get everything absolutely perfect. Like,
Yes. You have to pick every single thing right.
yep,
And then have RNG break in your favor at least twice.
yep.
Because even if you pick everything right, the game can still screw you over.
Yep.
No.
I can't
Was
believe
it
it. but
plaid?
Yes.
Holy.
I'm sorry.
I see.
So the most dangerous being in the vicinity, and they just happen to stumble into one.
Yep.
It's not quite the two-step snake, but it's not far off.
Nina.
If you look at Alvin's speech patterns, they're definitely very similar to mine.
Do I have to ask him to say the river too?
Yes, you do.
That's why.
Rappahannock.
Give
Go
me a
up
break.
north to Fauquier County.
Well,
Hold on now.
Time to go get us a snake.
Let me get the hockey stick.
Yep. Or the golf clubs.
anything with a hook at the end.
Yep. My dad actually has 2 sets of golf clubs. He has his golf and golf clubs, and he has his biology golf clubs.
Just a minute.
Morts. Or is it Yoshi this time? I don't know which Nina I am.
Weren't we planning for either Breath of Fire 1 or 2 to possibly do Stubby?
Yeah, I think so.
Got Stubby and Sias side by side.
I misread that.
I keep misreading that as the Cave of Rhino.
What's a Mysterio?
I got a bingo!
Hey!
This is gonna be interesting with this party.
They are a tad over leveled though.
Well, 2 of them are anyway.
And those are the ones that can hit everybody on the field at once.
True.
What? Nothing here?
Not even mouse bacon.
Sadness.
It's a good day for battle.
So, Alphen, stat-wise, is a little like Tressa in that he's kind of a jack of all trades. He's a little bit more physically oriented than Tressa. And he's a little bit chonkier in terms of health.
All right.
That said, his abilities tend to be a little more straightforward. Like, he has some great physical things to go with his great physical attack. So he tends to be a little bit easier to use in that regard. And he also has some abilities that can easily allow you to break the damage cap quickly.
I am ready.
He also has, if you look at him in the menu, something called Concoct. So this is kind of like a watered-down version of the Final Fantasy Chemist thing. You find a variety of items in-game, essences, powders, that sort of thing, and you can combine them together for a variety of effects.
I am ready.
And some of the effects are absolutely awesome, such as, like, you want to fill your entire party's BP gauge? If you know what you're doing, you can do that very easily. The trick is knowing what you're doing. Like, if you have a guide in front of you of what the different item parts do, you can very easily trivialize the game with Alphen.
Lessen my arrow.
You can hit, like, any weakness multiple times, not necessarily for a lot of damage, but enough to break a dude. Is Alphen necessarily the most game-breaking character? Not by a long shot, but he's a good solid party member, and one of my favorites.
Oh, let's see. Status ailments haven't quite been a bad thing yet.
They're about to.
Yeah, probably.
As I recall, they're very much a thing in Alphen's chapter, just because he's the one who can deal with them. And when I was using him, he didn't... Even though he has healing abilities, that's not what I primarily used him for. I thought I was going to. Mostly, I used him for doing surgery on the enemy.
Yeah,
with
that
an
sounds
axe.
about right. So, with his chapter started and us well on the path to finding the Viper, it's time to call the video. When we come back, we will probably run into multiple Vipers. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. But until then, take care, everyone.
Later.
Bye-bye.